I'm Emma, the trainer at Angling Dog Works, and today I've got Darwin with me and we're going to be working on his loose lead walking. And here's what he's like at the start of the session. When I think about loose lead walking, it's got three components: a dog that's focused on me, a dog that is on a slack lead and in line with my legs so they're not dancing around in front of me. And I'm going to work on each of them separately before putting them together. I'm going to be starting with eye contact because it's the basis of engagement. If he's looking at me, he can't also be staring at a distraction, pulling like a train. If he's looking at me, he can't be led astray by sniffing. So that's going to be a really great place for me to start, not only with loose lead walking, but lots of other advanced behaviours as well. We can kind of think of training a bit like playing a game. So I'm going to be explaining it to him in layers. I'm not going to make it too hard too quickly so that he stays motivated to play. Now, exercise 1, I'm going to have 5 treats in my dominant hand. So for me, that's on my right. I've got the lead around the same wrist and I'm going to use my hand like a food bowl. So I'm going to go ahead and count out 5 treats for 5 goes. You know when you go to a physio and they say do 5 or 8 reps and have a little rest? That's exactly the same with dog training. So I use the amount of food in my hand as a way of managing how many repetitions I do before I give him a break. Now let me talk you through the exercise. First treat is going to be drop down, but because it's been dropped, he's going to look up into the air wondering where it came from and if there's another about to fall from the sky. And I'm going to capture that check-in with my word good, which means what you just did is why you've earned a treat, and then he's going to earn his next piece of food and I'm going to carry on till they've all gone. So let's go. Food goes down. He looks up, good. 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 Good boy. So you would stay at layer 1 until you've had 10 repetitions in a row where food goes down, they look up, you say good, and they get their next piece. So you can do that in a couple of rounds so that the dog gets plenty of rest to consolidate the learning in between. Moving on to layer 2, and let me explain this one. We started stationary because if they can't concentrate when they're not moving, it's not going to scale up well when we are moving, whether that be walking or running back on a recall. But if I need to get from A to B, that's going to physically take time. So while I like that quick check-in he's offering me and it's giving me a quick win, I'm going to have a dog that will focus for long enough for me to get to my destination without them going ahead or sniffing or jumping up. So where before, food went down, he looked up, I marked and rewarded straight away with my word good and dropping down that next treat. What I'm going to do next is start adding a pause. So if he gets it right, I would add time, and if ever he finds it harder, I can either go back to exercise 1 or a shorter pause so that he carries on motivated to play. So food goes down, he looks up, I'm going to count to 1 in my head, then say good, then give him his next piece, and I've reset and I can go for 2 seconds or 3 or 4, whatever I am in my repetitions. So again, I'm going to count out those treats. 2. Ready to go. Layer 2 of my eye contact exercise. So food goes down. Good. So I'm going to go for 2 this time. 1, 2, good. 2, 3, good. 2, 4, good. Good boy. Super lad. Awesome. So again, I would stay at layer 2 until I've had 10 repetitions in a row. So that might mean that I'm up to a 10-second check-in before I reward. Now, I started stationary, but obviously as I move forward, I'm going to want it to work when we're on the move as well. So this time in layer 3, he's going to stay stationary, but I'm going to be moving. So if we imagine the dog to be in the middle of the circle, I'm going to be taking steps around the perimeter as if I'm orbiting him. Now, because we've made it harder in one sense with me moving, I'm going to make it easier in another sense and go back to rewarding his check-ins straight away. Where before, he looked down, he looked up, and you were exactly where you were, this time he looks down, he looks up, and he has to actively orientate to a new position. So this time food goes down. We've got 30 seconds, and if he needs it, I can either drop down another one, or I can bring, good, my face closer to his, increasing the chances of a check-in. Good. 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 Nice, super boy. For the final challenge, you can start to combine layer 2 and 3, meaning food goes down, you move, as he checks in, you pause, then say good, then reward, so that you're rewarding the dog checking in for a duration while you're moving. So when I think about loose lead walking, it's got 3 components. I've got a dog that's focused on me, on a slack lead and in line with my leg. So once you've worked through the eye contact exercises, so you've got the dog's focus, it's going to be time to work on the next component, which is that slack lead. How I use body language to teach dogs to walk on a slack lead and create a reward hotspot in line with my knee is something I cover in the next part of this series. For information on this and my other lessons, check out the description below.